Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Casey is away today, so you have just myself chatting with you today. I have a really important topic to discuss with you today, and I know Casey and I have covered this in some detail before. It can be a little bit of a touchy subject. And so, if you are feeling uncomfortable or triggered or annoyed with me at any point during this topic, I just want you to bear with me and hear me out. And just also think about the reasons why you're having those uncomfortable feelings come up for you as we talk about this. So, it's just a really important topic about investing in ourselves, investing in our health, making ourselves a priority in order to get better. And it's all about looking at different perspectives, looking at where our thoughts and our beliefs are coming from so that we can get unstuck and get the help that we so need and we so deserve. So, like I said, today we're going to be talking about investing our money, our time, and our effort into our health beyond just conventional medical approaches. So, I know that if you are in my community or in Casey's community, you are here because you have gone the conventional medical route to deal with your arthritis or other autoimmune conditions, and you have not had the success that you want and that you deserve. And this is very common. And the services that myself and Casey offer are complementary to conventional medicine. And sometimes they can also be used as a standalone. So, by all means, what we do can further bring your health along in addition to what you're already doing conventionally. So, the reason why we're talking about investing in our health is because there's so many amazing women. I know we have mostly women in our community, but men as well, who need help getting their arthritis or autoimmune conditions under control, but they are reluctant or won't even consider spending the money that they need in order to get the help for various reasons. So, some of these reasons are really subconscious and ingrained in us so that we're not even aware of them. So, for example, the way we are socialized as women in our Western culture and other cultures too, but I'm talking in generalities here, we are taught to put others' needs before our own, that it's rude to ask for things, that we are supposed to always be nice, we're not supposed to be selfish or spend frivolously on ourselves. But we can start to take a close look at our reasons and challenge these norms. So I would really challenge you to question where these beliefs come from. So I know for myself, I wasn't even aware of some of these unconscious beliefs that I had because they're so part of how we are taught, how we are raised, that we just take them as the norm, and we don't even realize where some of these thoughts or behaviors come from because it's just been something we've always done and it's just so quote normal. So I didn't notice this for myself until I got some coaching and really looked at the reasons behind where some of my behaviors were coming from. And some of these reluctance, some of these reasons to not invest in our health or to take our health and make it a priority is some fears as well. So being afraid of, what if it doesn't work? What if I can't do it? What if I can't follow through? And I want you to all know that you are not lazy. You do not lack discipline. We all have these fears as human beings. It's natural and it's normal. So, our brain wants us to seek pleasure and to avoid pain. So, it's automatically going to want us to stick with the status quo and what we're doing because it's comfortable and it's trying to keep us safe and comfortable in what we know, even if it's not the best for us, is safe for our brain. So it's not a lack of discipline or laziness, it's how our human brains work. So our brain is programmed to seek pleasure and avoid pain. So when we are embarking on changes, whether it's for our health or anything else that can be challenging, our brain is automatically going to want to bring us back to what we're used to because it's just what's easy and it wants to conserve energy, avoid pain, and seek pleasure. That's how our brain works. So, our first step is to be aware of this so that we can tell our brains that we are safe and that change can serve us. So, if we don't look at our fears and if we don't tell our brains that our fears are keeping us safe and stuck, or sorry, and safe and stuck. So I want to go into that a little bit too. So, because our brain wants to keep us safe, it's also keeping us stuck and it's keeping us in pain because it is trying to prevent us from following through with changes that we know are going to benefit us in so many ways. So, the other day, my colleague in a business group that I belong to, she had this amazing analogy. And she was talking about, if we have a pipe burst in our house and there's water everywhere, or obviously we're going to shut the water off. We're not going to let that water spray everywhere in our house. And we're also going to call a plumber to have this problem fixed. We're not going to let the water just keep going and seeping everywhere and causing water damage in our home and eventually mold and other awful things. We're actually going to call a plumber or another professional that is necessary in order to have that problem fixed. And so that our home stays good and maintained, and so it doesn't have damage that's ongoing and getting worse over time. So it's the same thing with our health. If we don't, get the right professionals in place to help us get better and to get healthier and to address our health issues, it's just going to get worse over time. And it's eventually going to catch up with us in a negative way. So, why would we take care of our house? So, we need to do the same thing to take care of our body. So, I want to explore some of the costs of not investing in getting help for our arthritis or other health issues. So, beyond, like, obviously, there's financial costs involved, of course. But it's also so much more than the money. So, financial costs of not getting help, things like medical costs that aren't covered by insurance, the cost of medications, the cost of having to take time away from work or having to go on disability, long term or short term. Hospital stays can also be very expensive. Paying for other services that, for things that you can't do anymore. So things like, cleaning around your house or yard work or other home maintenance, things that maybe because of our arthritis, we're not able to do anymore and we have to pay for other people to help us with that. So, like I said, there's also so many more costs to not investing in our health that add up over the long time. And so these non-financial costs are things like our time that we spend researching solutions, that we are spending going to medical appointments, the time that we're spending trying various strategies that just don't work, being like missing out on time with our family and our friends because we feel too crappy to spend time with them. We're too tired, we're too sore, we're just not able to, and we just feel all we want to do is just be in bed. Also, missing out on events and missing out on our recreational activities that we love. So, not to mention the emotional costs. So, the frustration that you may feel from being so restricted by your body and all the things that you want to do, but you can't do anymore. So, feeling exhausted all the time. So, you just stop making plans and your relationships suffer. So, think about those things for a minute. How much are those things worth to you? Like, how much is that impacting your life? So I know that the clients who invest in working with me, they show up in a really big way for themselves. They take their transformation seriously and they get amazing results. It's so much more effective than endless internet researching, free podcasts, books, and $50 workshops and memberships. So when you actually seriously invest in yourself, you show up for yourself and you follow through, and then you get the results that you want. And the other thing about that is that there's never a perfect time to start. I always say now is the best time to start, because the sooner you get started, the sooner you're going to feel better. There's always going to be, a holiday, a vacation, some type of an event that, you're like, I don't know if I should want to start a program now because, my holiday to wherever is coming up in July, and, summer's coming and there's going to be all these barbecues and other fun social events. There's never going to be a perfect time, ever. There's always going to be events. There's always going to be occasions and things that are going to come up. So the sooner you get started, the sooner you can feel better. And I also want you to think to yourself too, how much would you pay to transform your life by getting your arthritis symptoms under control? How valuable is that to you? How valuable is it to be able to play with your grandkids, to be able to pick up your grandkids if that's something that's an issue right now, to get down on the ground with them and play? Maybe you are still having young kids at home. Maybe you got arthritis early in your life, like myself, and you have young kids to look after, and you are so sore. And at the end of the day, you're so depleted from being in pain, and just because having fatigue is one of the hallmark symptoms of having, arthritis and another autoimmune conditions. So what is that worth to you? What would it be worth to you to be able to be more involved in your family, to spend more time with the people that you love, to be able to feel good when you go to work and come home at the end of the day and still have energy to do other things besides just wishing that you could go to bed immediately? Because these are all real things that I know so many of you are dealing with, and you really, really don't have to. So if you're still struggling with the thought of investing in your health for yourself, if that's really hard for you to wrap your head around doing this for yourself, please realize that when you are well, it also positively affects all of the people who are closest to you. So if you can't do it for yourself right now and you're motivated by doing it for others, just know that the better you are, the better everybody else around you is as well. So I hope this gave you something to think about. I know, like I said, that this is can be a touchy topic, and it can trigger a lot of feelings in some of us. But like I said, I just want you to look at this with an open heart and an open mind. Look at where some of these beliefs and behaviors are coming from. Look at some of these reasons why you're reluctant to make yourself a priority and to invest time and money and effort into your health. And, if you want to discuss this with me further, by all means, send me a message, send me an email. I'm more than happy to have a dialogue with you. So I just want you to know that you're worth it. You deserve to feel better. So with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And we will be back on Thursday with a really exciting special guest. We're going to be talking all about self-development and improvement. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.